Good morning, guys. Welcome back. No introduction this morning. We are going to get right into today's video. But obviously, if you are new to the channel, if you just tuned in for the first time, this is going to be part 3 of a segment of a construction project that I've been working on for a while now. I did part 1 probably a month ago. It was myself, my cousins. This is his house. I'm just giving you guys, if you're new, a quick briefing or a quick update. We've been working on this now for about a month, and today is going to be part 3. So I highly recommend, if you want to keep some continuity, go back and look at the first video and part 2, and that'll get you up to speed on what we got going on. But for those of you that have been diligently hanging around and watching the entire project evolve, today is day 3. Yeah, solid day 3 of our project. Without hesitation today, I know you guys on the last video, you saw that I did a little bit of the laminate flooring because I had some downtime and I didn't want to just waste it. But today, that's it. The pink elephant in the room. I'm going to tackle that bathroom today, and I'm going to bring you guys along for the ride and give you some preliminary information of what we're going to do to prep for it, and then we're just going to take off. But first, coffee and a little bit of Lake Michigan. So a little preliminary. So this is the pattern we're going with, but more on that in a minute. Let's get to preliminaries. Preliminaries are, obviously, you should start off with a good, clean working environment. I got to remove all these trims here that were obviously laid. Whoever's doing the finish work around the tub left some stuff here. I'm not going to touch that. I didn't even paint it. I discussed it with my cousin. I don't know what his train of thought is. I don't know what he's got going on up there, but we're not going to deal with that for now. We're going to go straight to the floor. Obviously, I have to clean out around the toilet here. This pipe you see coming out of the ground here, that was for, he had something in mind, but he decided to go a different route. So we're going to tile that over. This register right here, obviously, just like they did over in the bedroom, they kind of let the concrete pour over. So we're gonna have to chip away at that, clean it, bring it down to level grade so that I can add the register on top of it and basically clean up because we want a nice clean surface. And then I'll get back to you guys. But let's jump on that. in case some of you guys are wondering what has been going on here for the last few minutes. I don't know how fast time-lapse records it, but I have to dig around that register because it goes into the ground about 1.5 inches, so it needs to set flush with the floor. Therefore, I had to clean it up. Now, had the guys who laid the foundation been a little bit more careful, I wouldn't have to go through all that. But it's really simple in construction world from what I hear. I'm not a construction guy. This is a do-it-yourself project. This is not a how-to. But from what I hear, the electrician never cares about the plumber, or the plumber never cares about the AC guy or the vent guy, HVAC guy. They just want to get their job done and get out of the way. Apparently, this guy that laid the foundation did the same thing. He just did whatever he could there and moved on. And now the guy that comes behind him, like me, has to deal with it. So now that's good for now until we can peel the can back, which my cousin is en route. I don't have a pair of tin snips, but I'll cover that when I get there. Let's take care of that one pipe that I told you guys is going to get tiled over. So real quick, I was really quick at criticizing the foundation guy for doing that, and come to find out, which I mentioned to you guys at the beginning of part 2, that the toilet was going to be a challenge. Look how much room this guy gave me to work with here. It's framed in with wood, and then it's got the foam. So kudos to him, and I mean this in a positive way. Kudos to him, whoever he was. Thank you very much for giving me room to work with. Now, mind you, there's going to be a lot of filler that I'm going to have to fill in there with concrete, but at least it gives me the option to be able to move the toilet in a direction that I need it, because right now it's a little bit too close to the wall. I got to take all that out anyway, because over time the wood will rot, and it was intended to be removed. So I may show you guys a bit of it. It's not easy, but I got all day. All right, I think we can work with that now. Even if I have to offset, the sewer down below grade, I can do it now with no problem. Give me the right measurements from the wall. That's it. No easy task, but it's done. All right, so moving right along, everything has been cleared out. Everything has been swept. Everything has been cleaned up, giving me a blank canvas. Now, having said that, everybody who's ever laid any type of tile knows that the preparation, having a plan of how you're going to do it, is way, way more important than actually laying the tile. If you fail to have a good plan, old cliche, then you're planning to fail. So let me show you guys the pattern. I showed it to you, but let me go over it and let me explain to you what I'm about to, or what my idea is. So here here is the style or the actual pattern that we're shooting for. So, you know, assuming that this is the center of your pattern, you have two choices. Either center the pattern coming into the room or coming into the bathroom, which, to cut to the chase, I think is the best plan, or center the pattern down the middle of the room. Now keep in mind, if I were to center the pattern down the middle of the room, as soon as I add the vanity that goes here and add the toilet, the center line basically changes. But I don't believe we're gonna have that issue since this is a very busy pattern. I think the best way to do it is find dead center on the door, start from there, drop a chalk line to give me a reference point, and then find, depending on where the pattern ends here, find a line down the center of the bathroom, taking into account that the vanity will be here and the toilet will be there. And I think that would be the best solution or the best way to go about this. Keep in mind, whenever you start tiling, it is imperative that you find the highest point of the floor. Even though the guy probably did a great job, I am sure that there is a high point here in the floor, and it's best to either start there or take it into consideration on how much height you're dealing with, so that wherever you do start, okay, you realize that you're not going to run out of space for the thin set. Hope you guys understand that. Basically, start at the highest point because you can always work down with the thin set, as opposed to starting low and working up. That would be a mess. So that's it. Let's do a little prep work. All right, so as suspected, and it is in just about any construction, the walls aren't exactly square. You know, the room is not exactly square. It's not too bad. It's not bad. I mean, I can work with it. Here at the front door, I found dead center, which is what I'm going to work with. If you notice, I've marked it right there. The problem that I'm having is that from this distance to this distance, here in the middle of the room and over here close to the tub is about 3/8 of an inch difference. Pretty insignificant. Like I said, it's not exactly square, but it's not bad. It's pretty insignificant. I mean, you could probably get away with hiding some of that, or you know, you might not be able to tell. Because remember, once a tile, if you lay the tile square, it's going to, somewhere along the line, it's going to have to get cut, and you're going to be able to tell that difference. But that's not too bad. And then the long way, also over here along this side of the wall, as compared to this side, is just a little under half an inch. So it's not too bad. So let's start off by laying my chalk lines, and let's get going. All right, so moving right along, I actually laid out some tile. I know it may seem like a lot of work, but it's not an entirely huge bathroom. And since it's a specific pattern, I wanted to make sure that it laid correctly. You know, taking into account that the vanity is going to be sticking out and the toilet's going to be sticking out. I wanted the main pattern to run down the center of the bathroom. And as you could tell, the selected pattern runs right down the new center, the adjusted center of the bathroom. I hope that makes sense. So the vanity offsets it. It makes the walking the hallway in the middle of the bathroom. It makes it a different center, an adjusted center, whatever. You guys get what I'm talking about. So yes, it seems like a lot of work laying all this tile out, but it was the best way for me to get an idea that my original chalk line was right in the middle. Now I'm gonna lay the chalk line the long way, and we're gonna get started. God, I hate laying tile. All right, so the final thing that we do before we get started, moving right along, is I need to determine grade. I mentioned earlier before that it's very important to start on the high side of the tile. So how do I do that? There's many ways to do it. Some people use a long level. I use this. Okay, I'll show you how it works in a minute. This is I've had this for many years. It was a gift from my brother. May he rest in peace. I cherish this. I tuck it away. I take really good care. Basically, it's a laser level. And what I do is, well, I'll show you guys what I do. I'll show you guys how I use it. So basically, I'll set it on one corner, just like I'm doing right there, and it shoots a beam, which you see it over there on the tub. The beam is about, I measured it, it's about an inch. It's about an inch and a quarter high off the ground. Now, let me see if I can move around here without hitting these tiles. Now, what I can do is I take it, whoops. Let me move this thing out of the way. So, a second ago you saw that it was, well, so I happened to pick the front door to start off. I hope you guys can see the beam way down there at the end. So I set my laser beam down, and now I'll just turn it like this, and I'll follow the beam, and maybe you guys can see it down there on the bathtub. As I follow the beam, it shows me that that corner of the bathroom right over there is a pretty low spot. Is a pretty low spot, and then it gets a little bit higher. It gets a little bit higher over there, but if I move this beam, let me move this over. I'm going to show you guys something really interesting. If I move this beam to the center of the room here, look at the beam on the bathtub now. It shows me that this is a very high spot right here at the entrance of the door. And then if I move the beam over, it gets even lower over there. And then it gets a little bit more respectable over there. So that tells me that right where I'm at right now, in the middle of the room right here, or in the middle of the doorway, is a pretty high spot. So I do that on all four corners, and I just keep moving it around to determine exactly where my high spots of the floor are. And it may not be a conventional. I mean, sometimes people start on an edge and work their way in a different direction. When you're dealing with floors that are this uneven, you got to find the high spots and you got to start working there. I highly recommend it.
right, so it has been a long day of work. I don't know if you guys noticed on some of the videos. My cousin, who actually owns the house, finally made it back in town from his prior engagement. And with his help, you know, we moved forward a little bit. I'm not getting any younger, so my back is giving me a hard time. So I'm kind of like, you know, teeter-tottering between tile and the floor. Let me flip the camera around and show you what we got done today. So here in the bathroom, doesn't seem like much, but remember, starting is the hardest part. We started and we got, I don't know, maybe a quarter of the way through. I hate tiling. Did I mention to you guys that I hate tiling? Yeah, so we did that. We also went and got the sewer arrangement ready to go. And then we came out here and we figured rather than waste valuable time, we did a little bit more of the laminate, little by little, which you guys already saw on the time lapse. Tomorrow's another day. Got a toilet sitting in the middle of the room. Eventually we'll get to that. But that's it. That's it for today. I'm done. Back is killing me. Good morning, guys. It is another day here. Yet another day. Feels like Groundhog Day. But today we're gonna make a huge push here. We're gonna tackle 95% of this bathroom. I'm gonna share it with you guys on time lapse, as long as my battery will last, because we're gonna be here a bit. And then I'll go back to doing some laminate. But let's go, let's get started. All right, so we are going to take a break because we have news breaking, okay, information to share with you guys. Well, number one, it's snowing again. All right, not that it matters because we're nice and warm in here. But number two, and just as important, if not more important, my cousin has a guy finishing the roof outside right now. In the snow. They're finishing up the roof, because there's a bad weather system expected here later on tonight. But the most important part of the whole thing is, one of the helpers that's helping him out there do the thing, he sees my cousin dealing with the trowel and cleaning the trowel because we're taking a break. And the guy goes, "Oh, you're laying tile? That's what I do for a living." Trust me, we called that guy in here. He came in, gave us a quote, a deal, like they say in The Godfather, a deal that you just can't refuse. So he's gonna come back later on today after work and he's gonna finish the tile for us. Thank God, because I'm not sure if I ever mentioned it to you guys, I hate tiling. Half the bathroom's done. He's gonna finish it. So perfect. We're gonna jump back on the laminate. Great news. little by little, even the free labor is entitled to a break. So we took a little break. Floor's coming along nicely. We're gonna make the last push. And hopefully the guy that said he's gonna come and finish the tile actually shows up. Coming down now. That is snow sideways. All right, so that is the end of the day. I am dead tired. We did a lot today. I hope you guys enjoyed. Most of the footage today was all time-lapse stuff, which is kind of cool. And I know how much some of you hate all the talking, but that's it. That's it for today. We did quite a bit. Very interesting day. It's actually, for Florida boy standards, there's a freaking winter blizzard going on out there. It is blowing a bunch of snow, but as far as construction is concerned, we're done for today. Tomorrow's another day. We got a pretty good push today. Pretty good push, but tomorrow we'll jump on something else and I'll share it with you guys. Good morning. Interesting morning today. I'll show you guys what the front of the truck looks like here in a minute. We're en route to Menards because the show must go on. We, according to Charlie here, we had probably one of the worst winter storms that they've experienced thus far this season. and we're in April. So very interesting. Let me show you guys what this looks like. Here's a look out the front window. We cleaned out the snow from the windshield as much as we could, but the main highways are clear, but it's interesting. What's that?
The wipers aren't moving.
Yeah, the wipers aren't moving. They have other ideas. But that's it. We're en route to Menards, pick up a few things, come back, and the job must continue. All right, guys, so we are back at the house. As you can tell, it is pretty. The snow is pretty, but man, what a muddy mess out there on the streets. We are back, and we got the gentleman, Claire, is working on the bathroom tile, and we are basically done with the floorboards. Well, with the laminate. We just left the one piece, the 2 or 3 rows, we left them undone because I'm going to work on this today. I'm going to work on this area right now. You can tell it's the transition between the main house into this room. During the construction, remember we removed a piece of wall, so we got to deal with all this here. And to be honest with you, I'm not sure exactly how it's going to go or what we're going to do. Too much to videotape. I'm going to work on it, and I'll tell you what I did when I'm done. But that's what we're going to get started on right now. All right, so some of the cleaning has been completed. I'm going to try and cut that tile out now. All right, so wasn't too bad. The demolition part was easy. There's the finished product. All it needs to be is let it set, and then we grout it, and then we move on to another project. But for now, there you go. Good morning, guys. It is another day here. We are coming up to the 11th hour here on this project. Yesterday was a very busy day. We had a blizzard the night before, which was probably one of the, according to my cousin, one of the only ones or the worst one that they've had thus far this season. Brought a lot of snow, a lot of melting now, and I'll be honest with you, it's pretty. Snow is pretty when it first falls, but right now it is a mess. If you look out there, the steps to my RV are underwater. It's pretty messy out there. I mean, we're doing the best we can to avoid bringing in mud and tracking in. It's just bad. It's just bad. But we were busy yesterday. Had to make a couple runs to Menards. We were busy, and I really didn't bring you guys footage of what we've accomplished thus far. I'm going to take 5 minutes this morning, and I'm going to show you guys where we're at and what we got left. So starting off here from the entranceway of the main house into the addition, As you can see, all the laminate flooring is done with the exception of this strip right here, which we have to rip. And I'll get to that in a second. I'll tell you why we haven't covered that yet. But the flooring here is done. Don't mind the toilet. That's not where it's going. That's kind of funny though. But the trims around the windows, that's my cousin's brother-in-law. That's what he's gonna do. He's actually gonna do the baseboards that we bought. They're ready to go. I'm not doing that. Walking over here to the closet. Let me turn the lights on here. So the water heater goes right there in the corner. That is ready to go. I'm gonna be installing that today. And I'm gonna be ripping the laminate flooring and finishing off that piece. So that's what I got left inside this room. Now we walk over here to the bathroom. The bathroom needs this little piece here finished. We've already finished the register area over there, and we're still messing with the toilet. We're gonna jump on that today. And God willing, I'm gonna bring in the vanity. We're gonna set it in place somewhat so that I can do this one light that's still missing up here. That needs to be shored up. And then over here, the one thing that I did share with you guys yesterday, I'll show you what we finished with last night. If you guys remember last night, we had this area over here was from the existing house. When we took the wall down, it left a mess there. What you're looking at is the part that has not been grouted yet, but I took out that tile, I replaced this tile, and then we added this little trim right here. This is all tile, and it leads onto your laminate flooring, which I'm gonna drop a bead of caulking right along here, this edge here, to shore it up. You won't be able to tell. The issue we were running, whoops, almost fell down. The issue we were running into there is we had almost an inch and a half height from the inside of the house leading down into the bedroom. And I don't know if you can tell, maybe you can get a reference off that wall over there. There's a slight descent, a gradual descent that I made with the tile leading into the bedroom. So we are very happy with that. It was an issue that we didn't quite know how we were going to resolve it until we got down to it. Very, very happy with it. I'm glad that that's out of the way. We're going to go ahead and grout that this morning, and we're going to work on the toilet. We need to fill in that huge void, and then I'll take a few pictures or maybe video of the finished product, but we're going to work on this for now. That's the update, and today, another day of work. Today we should shore up a bunch of things, and I'll share it with you guys. All right, so there you have it, freshly grouted. We'll wait till it dries up a little bit, and I'll come take a little bit of the haze off, and that's it. I mean, it's missing the little transition piece that goes there. I mean, technically, that could be left like that, but let me show you guys what I mean by the transition piece. If I can find it, oh, here it is. There you go. So we'll have to unconventionally glue that in and make it look finished. It's not bad. I'm happy with that. We'll move along. All right, so up next on the agenda, we're gonna go ahead and tackle this using the 3-inch flange right there. But we have to, first item of business, we obviously have to fill that void, and that's what we're gonna work on now and see how I cut that pipe. And again, when it's done, I'll show you guys the finished product. All right, so the pipe has been cut, measured, I should say measured, dry fitted, cut. And if you're wondering, this is what we used to cut, a little Dremel tool with a blade to go around it, because really it was a short, or it's a small area to work with. And that's ready to go. What we're gonna do now is we're going to tape. By the way, the flange, which is right there, has already been dry fitted.
Perfect. We have almost an inch to work with there, and it sits flush against the top of the tile. So what we're going to do now is we're going to backfill that entire hole all the way up to the top, and we're going to tape. We're going to tape the hole there as to not get any concrete in there, obviously, and we'll be ready to finish the tiling project around that hole. But that's it. That's the update on that. I'll show you the finished product when we get to it. All right, so that's pretty much finished for now. The rest we're going to do with thin set because we have a whole bunch of thin set left, and we don't want to open up another bag of concrete. So we're going to finish that off with thin set. We're going to let it set for a little while, and when we start mixing thin set to finish here, we'll take care of that. Here, just to let you guys see the water heater, it's ready to go. If you know, for those of you wondering what the pigtail is for, the yellow pigtail is, I think I mentioned it once before. I prefer to have the water heater plugged in. And remember, this is only a single element water heater, works on 120. I'd rather have it plugged in so that in case we got to work on it or whatever, or exchange it, everything is independent of itself. Nothing will be hardwired in. Obviously, I'm missing the temperature and pressure relief valve, which we got to get at Menards. My cousin will love that part because, I don't know, they're like 20 bucks. That'll be another. But that's that. I'll show you a picture of that as soon as I'm done. Right now, we're just going to shore up this little piece here of laminate flooring. We're going to rip some pieces there and get it done. So the water connection, we're cut back a little bit, and if you notice the lines, using my handy dandy PEX tool, which first you go like this and you twist it, and what that does is it cleans the end of the pipe so that you don't ruin the ends of the shark bits, the shark bites. So you don't ruin the O-ring that's inside the shark bite. So that's what I did. Those are ready to go. We're now just finishing this trim, which let me tell you is a pain in the butt, cutting a piece that small. But when that's done, I'll kind of move the water heater over, install it, and get done with that. Leave it out so that whoever does the baseboards will have room to work. So with the exception of plugging it in, which obviously we won't do that till it's completely full with water, as to not burn the element, and the pressure valve, that's ready to go. So we are 100% done with the closet. Well, gotta get that little piece what Charlie's working on right now. All right, guys, another update. Right now I'm actually sitting down, taking a breather, because we are finally reaching the end of this endeavor. So, you know, the room, like you see here, is completely finished. The flooring is completely finished. The closet, like I already showed you guys with the water heater, that's completely finished. The bathroom, we're gonna finish up tonight. And maybe tomorrow we'll go ahead and install the toilet, the vanity. I went ahead and installed this one light that goes over the vanity just a few minutes ago. And then basically the last few things that I have to shore up is the threshold here between the bathroom and the bedroom needs to be securely placed with some tile adhesive. The threshold here that divides the kitchen and the new master bedroom, that needs to be secured into place. And then we bought some gray caulking just to kind of finish up this little edges here along the sliding glass door and the piece of tile that connects
to the laminate in the bedroom. And then it's gonna be a wrap. It's been like 5 days. I don't know. I originally started counting and then I stopped counting. It's been it's been tiring. I mean, but very rewarding at the same time. I was able to help my cousin out tremendously. I think together we did a pretty interesting job. I mean, it started with my other cousin as well, Willie, who's back at home, who's going to be watching this video. Thank you, Willie, for all the help. And now I'm finishing up with Charlie, the homeowner. So I think we're reaching the end of this, but when I'm completely finished with everything, I'll come back and give you guys a final update. For now, I'm just gonna sit here, watch these two slugs outside in the snow. Let me tell you, it is a muddy mess out there. I don't know anything about snow. I'm from South Florida. It was real pretty when it first came down. Right now, it is a mess. Good morning, guys. Another day, almost like Groundhog Day. Almost. The only difference today is, oh my God, something different. The sun is actually out and it's about 41 degrees. Still muddy mess, all that melting ice or melting snow. It's just a mess. There's a mud everywhere. But hey, I'm happy to see the sun. So this morning we are off to Menards again. Today, little trinkets, all the little finishing pieces is what we need to buy. Not going to be too much videotaping today, but I will give you guys an update, a summary at the end of today's day of work and fill you guys in on what we got accomplished. What's up, guys? So as the day progresses, we are getting a lot of the things inside done. We're tying up a few loose ends. I'll share with you guys pictures of a couple of the things that we just now finished. Okay, that had been, you know, you can't go to step 1 or 2 or 2 or 3 until you're done with step 1. There was just a few things that we couldn't get done until other things were accomplished, which is what we did today. Today we shored up a few things, but it is 46 degrees outside, beautiful, still a muddy mess. You notice the RV is still over there, the stairs are still underwater. But I'm going to take this opportunity, that is a nice, beautiful, sunny day. The day that I arrived here, I noticed that this rear tire had something stuck on it. It was either a big piece of metal or something. So my cousin just brought up a good point. Right now, beautiful day. Let's check it out. Let's look at it and see if we can determine what it is. See if we're gonna have to change it out. No better time than right now, because looks like I got tomorrow, which is Saturday, and then Sunday I'm gonna hit the road. So let's look at it. All I'm gonna do is lift up the jacks on this side and rotate the tire, see if I can find it. Well, there you have it. As I rotated the tire around, this is what I found here. I don't know how far it goes. I don't even know what it is. Let's see if it's compromised the tire. Wow. Well, I don't think it punctured the tire, but I don't know if I want to travel any type of distance with that. Let me give it some thought. And now that we took the tire off, after closer inspection, actually, I'm glad we decided to change it, because that looks a little bit dangerous, and I don't want to take any chances. And underneath the coach down there, replacing the tire, is Charlie. Hold on. Is it on there? Yeah. And just like that, tires changed. I know. Looks a little ratchet. I'll deal with it. I'll deal with it when I get home. The other tire's been put away. And that's it. We're good. Took me about, I don't know, 30 minutes start to finish. And I had Charlie to give me a hand. But we're all set. We're all set, and I always count my blessings. I mean, I noticed it while I'm parked, safe and sound somewhere. Could have been worse. 3 things I just told Charlie. I could have been on the side of the road, okay? It could have been a blowout, or I could be doing it in 100-degree weather. 45, beautiful. Look at this. Look at this. We had a blizzard 2 days ago. Look at this. Absolutely gorgeous. But that's it. Back to the project. Getting in the last bit of grouting, and then finish off the toilet over there. There's the flange. And then we'll be ready for the vanity, which we've already done preliminary installations. And I'll bring you that when we get to it. Good morning, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today was last day of construction. I'm gonna quickly go around and show you guys. I'm gonna take a minute and show you guys everything we got going on, or everything we finished up today. Just to close out the video, call it a wrap, because tomorrow I am hitting the road, but that's for another time. Let me show you guys what we got going on. So real quick, let's start off with probably the most involved portion of this project, which was this bathroom. Tile is completely done. The vanity is installed, which is right here. Let's see if I can pan out a little bit to show you guys. Vanity's installed with the mirror, with the light that I mentioned to you guys yesterday that we installed. The toilet is installed right there. We still have to seal around the 3-piece tub, but that's it's my cousin Charlie's job. And then right up here along the window, the framing needs to be completed, but that's Charlie's brother-in-law, Jeff. He's gonna take care of that. Real quick, moving right along. The water heater is completely done, tested. By the way, the water's already running everywhere. In case those of you guys inquiring mind, water's running, shower, toilet, everything's running. The floor, albeit a little dirty and dusty, it is complete. Everything has been sealed, and then the final what's it called? Transition. The transition piece was glued on today, so we are done. I hope you guys enjoyed the entire project. I know it was this video in particular is a little long-winded, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. I brought as much of it as I could to you guys. I enjoyed it. I mostly enjoyed it spending time with my cousin, who I very rarely get to see. He lives way up here, and we live in Florida, but it was fun. It was fun. It was exhausting, but at the same time, very rewarding. Hope you guys enjoyed it, guys. I leave tomorrow, and maybe I'll share that uneventful, hopefully it's an uneventful trip back home. But until the next video, peace out, safe travels to you guys. Have fun.